So I've done the first 60 miles on the journey. I've just started driving down to the south coast for the summer. Now with this trailer, the trailer's about 75 kilograms plus all my weight of luggage. I think I'm towing around 175 to 80, which you can notice a big difference in the speeds, but then today I was driving against the wind and up a lot of gradient, so there has been a significant decrease in my mileage. I'm only managing to get about 8.57 miles per volt, but this is considering that I was driving against the wind on the dual carriageway, so there may be other factors at play, but I think this has shortened my range down to about 90 miles from 155 with my trailer, so it's a big difference, so I just have to adapt. I was hoping to get all the way down there today, but after I've charged up here, I may have to stop at one more place just to make sure I get down to the coast with not too low a battery voltage. So there may be one more stop to do before I reach there, so it looks like I may not get down there till towards midnight, but I mean, it's an experience. And but otherwise the trailer itself tows very well. I mean, I haven't had any problems towing it at all. It's very stable, and the car pulls it quite well. It's just I've got the speeds of when I'm like as though you've got lead acid and a passenger. That's essentially what I've got at the minute. I've pretty much added back the weight. I've used up the spare weight that I saved from going lithium instead of lead acid, and I've got a little bit more on top of that, so as I say, about the weight of a person. So this was my stop last night. I woke up with the day 4:30 in the morning, but I was so lucky to come here last night. It was getting a little bit late and all the main roads were getting shut to do roadworks on, so I ended up coming to this hotel, hoping for a charge, which I was going to do and then drive on, but as it was so late, they allowed me to park up for the night. It's a beautiful area, so I'll make a note of this place. So the charging is free here. You just got to ask, and the lady who has the charger will move her leaf for you. So you got your toilets inside. I mean, it's 4:30 in the morning, so nothing's open just yet, and you're just off the road, so that thankfully it's far away enough from most of the agricultural side of things, and I didn't suffer too much last night. I feel it a little bit on my nose because of the busy road next door, which even at this time of the day you can hear. But other than that, it's been a good night. So I've just put the car on charge. I'm trying to get it fully charged before maybe 6 o'clock, and that should take me all the way down to Keyhaven. I've only done about 51 miles, and I've travelled from that hotel just up, that was up past Andover. It was up the other side of Andover, and I've just plugged in here at the Otter Garden Centre. I'm about 3 miles away from my main destination, which is by the coast at Keyhaven, and so yeah, 51 miles, I got down to 48.5 volts, which means that my general range is around 100 miles towing the trailer, and this is on country roads, so that's not too bad a range considering. And I did take my time this time. I used regen a lot more. So overall the journey's not been too bad. I could probably do it all in one day with 2 or 3 charges, well probably 2 charges to be honest. I've just been a bit more conservative because charges were few and far between on the way down, and there's not really good infrastructure coming down to Keyhaven, so I had to take advantage of wherever I could get a charge point. But no, we're doing okay. So now from here, all I will be doing is driving straight down to the coast, setting up down there and relaxing for the day. But no, I've had no problems whatsoever with the car or the trailer. It tows well. I mean, the only tricky part is going up the steep hills. I mean, you slow down to about 20-25 up really steep gradients, but it's no different to when you've got a car and towing a 1.5 ton caravan behind you. That's kind of like the equivalent power ratio, because I've only got a 5 to 6 kilowatt motor, and that's maybe about 15 to 17 brake horsepower, and I'm towing this, which is about, I mean, I reckon I'm towing about 180 kilos with me, plus the extra wind resistance and the drag off the small tyres. So it is expected that I've only lost about 50 miles off my 50-60 miles off my main range, which isn't too bad actually. And the same would happen, like say you were somehow able to fizz a tow bar to a leaf or something. I bet the range would drop considerably if you were towing a proper caravan with you. Now, I have also experienced something with the 22 kilowatt chargers. I've tried one at Podpoint, and I've also tried Genie Point. But what I'm experiencing is that the 6 kilowatts that I have in here, only one of them will work on the 22 kilowatt. If I switch both on, it will cut the 22 kilowatt out, which I don't quite understand, because as far as I know it's a 3-phase unit usually, and so that should mean that there's 7 kilowatts on each phase. So I'm really surprised that I'm having trouble, and that's 2 times now that it's happened. It comes up with an error and turns the chargers off, so I've got to figure out and understand what is going on there. So maybe anyone who's watching this who knows their EV stuff, the tech side of things, you might be able to give me some insight. So I am here. You can see the solar power on the roof of the car here. I'm staying up this end, just down where the marsh is. Now if you go right up here, right to the end, the sea is just over that, just over the shingle. A beautiful area, and with the wind blowing in from the sea, oh, it's just such fresh air. So this is where I'll be staying for a few days at least, until I feel like it's time to move on. But the journey was a success. There's nothing really to report in terms of, I mean, it was a lot easier than it was when I came down here last year in the solar powered tricycle. It took me 5 days. So, I mean, but then it's not really a comparison. So I'm probably going to open this up and settle down. I've got my electric scooter for getting to the shops and back for the ice cubes to keep the milk cool. And it's only a short walk in that direction to get to the toilet block. So everything that you could possibly need is here. I can already see sea purslane in there. There's possibly marsh samphire in there. I'm not sure what season it grows in, so I'll have to have a look and have a little wander in the marshes. And the other possibility is, I mean, I don't think it's hot enough yet, but there could be mackerel starting to come in. But there's definitely fishing opportunities right up at Hurst Castle.